All right, chat. So I'm gonna take just a very tiny short break, like not barely a minute or two. I'm gonna get a drink because I've been talking for a bit, and we're gonna end the stream with the last part. We're more than likely not gonna really do a lot of pauses as we did in the first one, because I highly doubt they're gonna bring up any. It's probably just gonna start going circular,
Yeah,
or
probably.
being that along that same spectrum. We've basically said all we needed to say for part one.
Yeah.
So we're gonna basically go through. It should be a lot more quicker, a lot more smoother. Maybe towards the end there might be something really interesting, but we'll see. But I'll be right back. If you guys have any questions or Jay, whatever, by all means, be right back.
Yes, sir. Ken said, if there's no women in the, what is that word? In the porn you watch, is it still objectifying women? Technically not, right? There's no women in it. I guess it'd be objectifying men, I guess. I'm assuming it'd be men in it instead. I guess basically who's ever in the video is being, if you're being technical, objectified, yeah. But yeah, I don't recommend watching porn. Do I think it's like unforgivable sin or anything like that? No, I just don't recommend it. Even for your neurological health, it has addictive properties. There's even studies that show, if you get addicted to it, it has similar effects on your brain as like actual hardcore drugs. So I don't recommend porn. This is my personal opinion, based off neurological studies I've seen. I'm not a neurologist. I'm not a doctor, but things I've seen, it reconfigures your dopamine system to, be prone to have the urge to watch more. That's how you end up with true addiction. And I've personally seen some guys really go through that. So, pornography is, to me, in my opinion, it's harmful. My opinion, at least biologically it is. Neurologically, it's scientifically proven to be harmful. So.
I just got back, Jay, from what I just heard. Facts. If we're talking reality itself and objectively,
Yeah.
and taking away emotions or subjective, whatever, blah, opinion, blah, blah, it is. It does more harm than good. It's
Yeah,
not.
like me personally, like I don't even watch it because I've seen actual neurologists, like even on Peterson's pod, like
Yeah.
Joe Rogan's podcast, talk about it. Like it has neurological effects. It will like rewire your dopamine system. Basically, the system like rewards you for stuff. They say it has similar effects to like actual drugs, like I think like cocaine or some shit. Like if you compare
Yeah.
the brain of a cocaine addict and a porn addict, it's similar. Like
Science,
you're actually,
facts.
yeah, and some guys get that addicted to where they actually need physical help, like whether it's rehab or like cut off cold turkey. Like it can get that bad. Not everyone. It's not as probably not as addictive
Yeah,
as
there
cocaine,
could
but
be
it can be.
exceptions, or obviously
Yeah,
like people like me and Jay, like strong-willed or self-control. I mean, we could
yeah,
probably watch it and it wouldn't do nothing. It would just be like, oh, like
right.
getting a fucking Coke from the fridge, right? But
Yeah, yeah,
for the majority, 9 to 10 times, it's not, and it's bad. It does more bad, and so overall, reality itself, no, fuck it, shouldn't be watching porn.
yeah.
You
Like,
know?
I don't recommend it. Obviously, I would say there's varying levels of like dependency. There's obviously the extreme like drug addict level, and
Yeah,
then there's guys that can just watch it once in a blue moon. If you're the less extreme, that's fine. But I would say don't dive in too deep
yeah,
because it tends to be a gradual thing. At least from what I've
or
seen studies.
or
Again, I'm not a doctor,
yeah,
but like over time, it seems like the stories I've even read, because I've just read this when I was bored. Like
yeah,
guys start watching regular porn, then it like progresses until more addiction, more
yeah,
addiction. Before they know it, they're fucking like watching it every
and
day and
it's too
shit like
late.
that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Then you need you probably need professional help at that point.
And literally, like, this is another fact. I don't know if Jay mentioned already. They actually have professional roles to help people with porn addiction.
Yeah, yeah. There's companies that have like retreats, like 5-day retreats, a
Yeah.
week retreat to actually like you go to like a place, kind of like rehab. It's less extreme and invasive, but you go out to like the middle of nowhere and no technology and really try to detox yourself, but like neurologically. Obviously, there is rehabs too, like legitimate rehabilitation centers as well.
Yeah.
That's for extreme cases where you're like a drug addict, like you can't control yourself. But um, I rather not watch it than watch it. That's just me, but yeah, it does more harm than good for most people.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Like, yeah, no, absolutely. It is what it is. Like, so if you're going to sit here and try to be like, and have nothing but subjective arguments or that my feelings, or whatever bullshit, it's like, hey, tough
Yeah,
titty. I don't know what to tell you.
yeah, like it's like blatantly proven neurologically it'll affect you. like it will harmfully affect you. It's not good, you know. So
You know, like
I don't agree with
like
it.
it may sound like it's mean or like kind of wrong to say it, or whatever, because like I already know, but for someone that's probably disagrees with me and him, they'll probably be like, oh, so you're telling me I can't live my life and watch porn, whatever, like you're a dick or you're bad, whatever. It's like, we're not doing that. We're just saying
No, no,
that
yeah,
it
no,
can be
no,
harmful,
yeah.
you know, and it's like
It
does
can
more
be
harm,
harmful,
you
yeah.
know?
Just like even other things, caffeine can be harmful.
Yeah.
Junk food can be harmful. Like obviously, we're not monks that don't do anything that's harmful, quote unquote. But
Yeah.
you should try your best. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Try your best to eat healthy, go to the gym, not watch that bullshit. Just try your best. Is all I'm saying. I'm not saying be a fucking saint because none of us are, but
No.
you know, basically what I'm saying. Yeah.
And
Discipline.
and
Discipline, yeah.
and I'll say this. I know there's a little bit of science that people that watch porn or whatever, whether if you're a woman or a man, and this is not really the porn, but it connects. Obviously, when you have your release, right, whether if it's a woman orgasm, whatever, blah, blah, okay, that does help with stress and, this and that or whatever,
Yeah.
et cetera. You name
That's
it.
the
And
benefit.
you have, those are the benefits of that. But at the end of the day, you still don't have to watch porn to get that either.
Yeah, exactly.
You could do that with a partner, or you could do that by yourself. You know what I mean? So what we're basically getting at is, don't get that twisted either. Those are two different distinctions.
I would definitely recommend probably doing it yourself without visual stimulation or with a partner. That's you still get the the release, but not the harmful effect of the actual porn. That's the difference, So
Exactly.
I would say that's probably better. But again, I'm not saying you're a fucking evil piece of shit if you watch porn. I'm just saying it can be harmful though, or logically it can be. So
Good question.
We've all seen it. Let's not lie. All of us have seen it. So
yeah. No, good question, and spit another more facts. At first, I didn't know. Like when I was hearing some stuff right when I was walking in the room, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, huh? What the fuck?"
Yeah, because Cannon asked. I kind of went on a tangent, but he asked if there's no woman in the porn in the actual porn, is it still objectifying women? I'm like, well, technically, it's objectifying anyone who's in it.
Exactly.
Like, guy, girl. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It don't even matter. Yeah. But all right, chat. We're gonna get into the second part of the video. Just do the intro real quick.
Sir.
1, 2, 3. What's good, everybody? It's Batman. So we're here. We're going to be finishing the next half of this video. Heated debate: is Andrew Tate good for society? We spoke a lot for the first part of the video. Spoke nothing but facts and objectivity. You know what I mean, JR? We don't talk based upon our emotions or bullshit or whatever. Yeah. So we gave nothing but facts. You name it. We debunked a lot of stuff, and we just substantiated and elaborated on a lot of things that people should hopefully take into consideration or at least be aware of. That just makes basically everything she's saying go out the fucking window and stupid. So
exactly.
But we're gonna get into it, and this more likely won't be as much pauses either. This is because they're probably gonna start going circular or stay on the main thing still. So unless we have to really pause it, we will. Unless it's like something really really interesting, or we feel the need for whether if it's me or Jay to say something about and pause it, then we will. But this should be a lot more smoother. So we got through all the horse shit, I think, so far.
Yes, sir. Yeah, for sure.
Let's ask a different question here. Because I'm still trying to figure out where. Okay, so Tom, question for you. That video right there with how to take 3 virginities per year. What do you think about it? As a father of 2 girls, would you want your daughters to watch that video?
Well, I'll speak as a person who once upon a time wasn't a father of 2 girls. I see what they're doing, and they're providing a prescription for basically men that are under attack in modern society, and I think it's pretty horrifying. However, what's equally horrifying is there are, this is not one-sided. There are women that are living in this fallen world who do not have godly foundations, who are playing into it as well. So this is not a zero game.
Yep.
But it's indicative of a fallen world that lives without foundation, that will be led to the most base of our animal instincts. And I think they're providing a very, intricate plan on how to play and roam and succeed in that construct. That's the construct of life we have. And
fair.
It's not my construct. And it's not a construct that I want my daughters
Where was he at?
to buy into or be
well
a part
spoken.
of. But it's a construct. But there's women that are playing into that.
I like this
without
podcast.
Foundations
Wow.
as well.
Yeah, he's good.
That's the game.
Okay, so let me give my feedback, and then we can go to the next story. Number 1, I don't know why he makes that video. I would never make a video like that to say how many virginities you take per year, et cetera, et cetera. If you date,
Fair enough.
And if you have a sister, your dynamics changes in the way you view the world. You
True.
know, because you're so protective of your sister. So in your
Absolutely.
mind, if you're afraid of God and you have the fear of God, you fear what you do to girls one day is going to come back and someone's going to do to your sister or they're going to do to your kids. So
Facts, because the last thing you know, obviously that'll hurt you in a way, subjectively or emotionally.
Yeah.
You know, you have a mom, or excuse me, a sister, whatever, and like, you know, let's say that happens to them. Like, obviously, you'd be like, yeah, that's kind of shit. I feel bad, whatever. I'm sorry, sis. You know, obviously, absolutely, it's natural. You know.
Yeah.
fear.
I'll say this about the
God
video.
is a
I'll
good
say, as far as the video itself, now what I personally make it, like, you know, PB said, Patrick said, I wouldn't do it either.
No.
I wouldn't be like giving prescriptions on how to take 3 virginities a year. The video, even with the background music, it seems to be satiristic in nature, like kind of like he's being semi-serious, kind of playing around. I don't mind that. Would I use that and weaponize that as like his actual claims to men? No, because I think he's being, you know, he's using satire here. Even the music itself is like he's like playing around. He's like, oh yeah, you gotta kind of vet the girl, get her to trust you and fuck her, and you know, keep taking virginities and like he's playing around about it. In a way, what he's saying isn't terrible. Like, what most guys do date a girl for you know, a specific period of time and to get her to trust him. I don't think that's manipulation. I think that's the way relationships work. I think both sides are trying to gain trust over the other. It doesn't mean that they're manipulating the other.
Yeah, they're both testing the waters, both of them.
Yeah, they're both testing the waters. That doesn't mean that they're manipulative, deceptive assholes. I don't agree with that. Are there some? Yeah, but there's also women like that too. Point is, I think the video.
But yeah, I think it's even worse with women. I think it's actually more with women doing that than men, if I'm being honest with you.
They get away with it way more often because extracting resources isn't illegal unless you're like killing your husband for life insurance or some shit. If you're just doing it subtly, it's not illegal. You could do that. Yeah. Men have to be much more cautious, which they should be, of course.
Ain't cahoots to them. I'd probably do the same shit.
If I was a woman, shit, I'd be fucking extracting resources too. I'm not gonna cap. But fucking, I think the video isn't like a literal like illustration of what the Tates, you know, relay to the people. I think he's kind of like playing around. He's semi-serious, but he's playing around. But I agree with these two guys. Like, it's a construct to be able to succeed in this, as the other guy described it, in this sort of progression of us becoming more primal, I guess you could say. Like, we're resorting more to our biological instincts. Men's biological instinct is, you know, a beautiful woman, sex, reproduction. A woman's biological instinct is they want security, status, tall, strong, rich man. Like, he's right. They're right about that. He's right.
Yeah,
like
think about it this way: if you end up with a girl that's a virgin, whatever you name it, there's a lot of pros with that. A lot.
Yeah.
Then compared to being with a girl that's doing OnlyFans or porn, or better yet, a girl that just has like a high body count, whatever. 9 out of 10 times, there's a lot of cons with that, or a lot of reality consequences. You know what I mean? So.
And the truth is, as harsh as it sounds, just like a man that's more successful and wealthy is prioritized over a poorer man, a woman that is a virgin is going to be prioritized over a woman with, you know, a shitload of bodies. It is what it is. Sounds cruel. Yep. That's the way it works. The world works, and they're just letting you know that. I don't blame them. I'm not shitting on them. That's just the world we're in. Like, it is what it is.
And we're bringing that up, guys, because that's more than likely the reason in justification of why that was even being a thing to begin with. You know, because there's a lot of logic behind it and a lot of pros behind it, you know? To where if the guy's actually wanting to settle down and commit whatever, there you go, right? That works. You know what I mean? Now, if it's a guy that's just doing it to deceive, whatever, gets him out of it, whatever, yeah, sure, technically it can be wrong, whatever, blah, blah. Yeah, but it is what it is. It happens no matter what. That's his life. It's fucking life, dude. Yeah. You know? So
both sides, commonly.
Yeah, it is what it is. You know, and then most importantly, like Jay said, I wouldn't do it for virgins. I think that's a little, you know, weird, but
I wouldn't go on my way.
But I'd probably advocate that for a general sense, regardless if you're a virgin or not. Sense. Sure, by all means.
Agreed. You know? Yeah, I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm gonna get 3 virgins this year. Like, that's not what be my that wouldn't be my goal. But like, if you want a woman to trust you, 3-month period is a good amount of time. I don't see a problem with that.
And there's also nothing wrong if you wanted a woman being a virgin. There's nothing wrong with that either. You know what the fuck? You know, so even if we take out the numerical value of the 3, whatever, you know, because fuck that. Let's say it's just one. Like, I guess what? If by that logic all religion people are bad, or anyone that just has a preference, now they're like, come on, dude, you know?
Yeah, I don't understand that. That part, I don't,
Yeah, like, it is what it is. Like, sure, the only thing you could argue against us with that, like, if you want to, like, be against us is like, oh, well, maybe she won't be as experienced this, that. Sure, but you teach her that. You work with that. You build
that's kind of the point.
That's why the point, you know?
Men like chastity and purity. It doesn't mean like, oh, you're gonna take advantage of them. Like, just because a woman hasn't had sex, they're their minds are not developed. If it's a grown woman, I don't see the problem. You know, I don't see the problem with wanting a grown woman that's pure. In terms of sexual activity, I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, let's say if I ever like went back in time, whatever, blah blah, because I love my wife, whatever you name it, I have a kid, whatever. Yeah. I won't change anything. But let's say none of that ever happened. So when we're raising, and I have an option between a girl that's a virgin to start from that point, or between option B with a girl that either has a high body count or has been pretty active, at least experienced like some moderate whatever. I'm gonna choose option A. Because there's a lot more pros and cons with reality itself. That's it. You know what I mean? Like
just like a woman, if a woman had to pick between a rich, tall, successful man and a fucking loser, they're gonna pick the tall, successful man. I don't think they're a bad person.
No, you know. So it is what it is, and I'm sorry. I'll do that all day, every day. Why? Because sure, it'd be nice for me to, if I went to option B, it might be a very great night, right? You know, while with option A, it's night, mid, whatever. But guess what? I can work with option A, et cetera, and now it's forever.
Yeah, long term, it's better to go with A than B because long term, there's more chances for success based off their traits. While conversely, with option B, you might have fun for a couple of nights, but long term, it's not, and more than likely not going to work statistically speaking. So,
yeah, no, you know what I mean. So it just comes down to to the gratification part of that, and what you can the best mindset to have is what is going to be more logical and beneficial for you. Think of it that way, right? You know what I mean? Why are you going to want to do something that has way more risk? Prevent the risk. Lower the risk, you know?
Exactly. That's all. That's what all their message is about. Practicality. What's the most practical and efficient method for success? It sounds cruel because we're talking about relationships, but that's the way the world works. Relationships, you know, what relationship is going to give you the best chance of success? The virgin woman that's a good woman, traditional, or the hoe with 100 bodies? Like, just be honest.
Yeah.
What's going to give you a better chance of success? I don't think that's a bad thing. Just because you're methodical in your choices doesn't mean you're manipulating, quote unquote. I don't agree with that.
No,
I don't agree with that.
It's blatantly, if anything, it's blatantly dishonest. If you're just trying to, that, or you're just intuitively incorrect. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. You know? Exactly.
It is what it is.
Powerful thing to have. I had that since I was a kid, so it messed with me a lot because I had an older sister, and I'm super protective. Now, for me, my daughters are going to watch that video.
Smart.
I'm going to have both of my girls watch that video when they get to an age. And I'm going to say, hey, check this out, girls. Here's a guy named Tristan. Okay? I've spent time with him. I actually like this guy. And by the way, if you're also not too careful, you will also like guys like this. Because they're out there. They're charming. They're sexy. They're attractive. But their outcomes are different outcomes.
And see, I'm glad he's doing that. That is so smart.
Yeah.
What he's doing, the approach, the logical, objective approach he's doing is really intelligent because then they'll be aware and they'll more than likely not fall into that and have those issues. You know?
Yeah. So if, let's say we watch the video and we presuppose it's hyper literal, I'd do the same thing if I had a daughter. I'd say, hey, you see this video? This guy looks charming, right? He's good looking. He's well spoken. Stay clear of that because he's playing a game with you. And I don't blame women for being cautious about that. Be cautious about it, absolutely. Just like a man should be cautious, every woman should be extremely picky as well. They pick the most successful, truthful,
goes both
strong
ways.
Leader. At both
For
ways,
different distinctions, but both ways and similarities. You know.
I always say the woman should pick the best man she can get. You know, absolutely. Just like the woman should as well. And absolutely no problem with that at all.
Yeah,
I agree with that too.
Spinning facts. So what he's saying, I absolutely agree with that too. If I had a daughter, a niece, whatever, blah blah, I would do the same shit. You know what I mean? I'll be like, wake up, this is reality, blah blah. Be smart, please. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
So someone is going to try to take your virginity away from you. Okay, you only get to say that once. God willing, it's your choice, and it's somebody you love that maybe leads to you getting married, or you say
and instead of it being like a fuck boy, or whatever, then that sucks.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. I absolutely agree. Like, avoid fuckboys at all costs for your women. I agree.
Yeah.
So that's a choice you got to make as an individual, and as a parent, you got to prepare them. Okay, as putting them in the right environment, God, all of those things you got to do yourself. So one, they're watching that video to know exactly what some of the tactics may be. Number two, I think, strategies out there, most men have no clue on how to date a girl. No clue on how to date a girl.
No idea.
There's strategies on how to date a girl.
They're either nervous, or they get scared, or they
scared of rejection.
Or they overthink shit, or they do. Excuse me. Or they do something that's actually not like okay at all, but they thought it was okay for them, like, you know, or
Yeah.
just stupid shit. You know what I mean? So
Like a lot of it's like, especially when you're younger guys, a lot of it's this ignorance and naivety. You're just naive to
Yeah.
like what women like, and ignorance is like not an excuse for bad things, but some guys just mess up. Like they say the wrong thing, they act a certain way, like they're too timid, too nervous. Women are like sharks, not in a bad way. They'll smell weakness.
they'll take advantage of that.
They'll smell vulnerability. They'll smell lack of, backbone.
Or they just won't fuck with you. They'll either won't fuck with you the moment they detect that, or they'll take advantage of it. You know?
Yeah, because the difference between men and women is that women, as soon as they're 18, they have options. Men at 18, most of them are broke, have no options yet, probably not in shape, but statistically in the United States, women already at 18 have a plethora of options. Even the average girl, look at their Tinder.
Yep.
Hundreds probably of guys on their shit. So they have more experience dealing with the opposite sex because guys are approaching them. Basically, like, you're training, like, both, if we're comparing, like, training, women get way more. They get all the attention. They get approached. They know
get
how guys
way more
talk, how they
approvals,
act.
no rejections,
way
very
more
low, you
approval.
know?
They know how guys talk. Well, conversely, men have to get their foot in the door to even talk to a girl for most of the time when they're young.
And,
like, hi, how are you? Most guys don't even get past that because girls usually don't respond. So it's like,
it's a sad reality, but that's how it goes, you know? And what's even more crazy is just think about that, guys. Imagine being a guy. Imagine being rejected all the fucking time if you're an average man.
Yeah.
Just constant rejection
Exactly.
or feeling like you constantly just don't matter or have no value. Like, it sucks. But, you know,
sucks.
that's how it is.
And that's why the Tates say, you know what, if you don't like who you are, improve. Like, get in shape, make more money. And guess what? You'll have a different experience with women. I agree with that. I don't think men should, because what happens is when men get rejected a lot and they start to like self-pity themselves, they get resentful. And then you have violent men. That's when you start getting violent men.
Especially if they're fully emotional. Yep.
Exactly. Emotionally charged, resentful, sometimes violent men that'll hit women. And that's a problem. But the Tates are trying to stop that. Not with this video, obviously. Tate's playing around here. But like with the real message, like get in shape, make more money.
And they spread those messages. It's on podcasts, it's on videos, it's on them being on other podcasts, you name it. Yeah.
They actually did a pod with this guy. It's like 5 hours long where Andrew's like, get in shape, make money. Like it's probably his most viewed on his channel. It's like 15 million views after he got out of prison. Like he's talking. That's his real message. That Twitter shit. That's just his brother playing around. To be honest, that's just like joking around. Yeah. It's clearly being like he's kind of playing around. He's being a little serious, but he's playing playing around at the same time. So I wouldn't take that as like his literal message. So
exactly. Yeah. Like you guys got to think of it this way: does it make any sense to believe in a certain notion when there's a tremendous amount of consistency saying otherwise, all because they have one moment where it may seem like whatever stuff this and that, does that actually mean that's actually the case? Like, think of it that way. Like, no, that doesn't make any fucking sense. If they're constantly advocating otherwise and nothing but positivity, productive, you name it, come on, wake up, you know?
It's just satire. This is really, that's what it is. Yeah. They do that because they know it creates shock value. They're smart. They'll say things sometimes.
It's business.
Yeah, they don't.
Once again, is that technically, right? No, but it's reality. Why not?
Reality makes money. So, I mean, I get it.
Look at fucking noodles for crying out loud.
Strategies on how to date, areas, what markets to target. Heck, there was a documentary, Wedding Crashers, where you can go, and target funerals. If you remember, Will Ferrell lots of funerals, right? That was his strategy.
Jesus Christ.
Many times.
That's a little much.
Yeah. I watched it. But to Neil... what's the guy's name? Neil Strauss, who wrote the book, The Game. One day, him and I were talking. I'm at Harvard. I'm talking to the guy in 2015. I said, Neil, I want to bring you on. I'll never forget what he said. He says, Pat, I don't want to talk about the book, The Game. I said, why? He says, because I'm actually married right now with kids. My life changed. I actually never wanted to. Now, I'm embarrassed of writing that book. Some words he used. Right?
Oh, wow.
So, but here's
Fair
the
enough.
point. The point is...
What did he write, though? What was it?
It's probably how to, like, pull a bunch of chicks. I think it was, like, a book to actually pull, like, multiple women. Like,
so how to be a playboy, basically. Okay.
Yeah, basically got to be a playboy, be successful. But now I get it. He's married. He probably really loves her. He's one of, like, the few guys that want to be monogamous. So I understand. I understand that. So I don't think it's a bad thing. I think if a guy wants to be faithful,
people fucking change.
To be clear as well, like if you want to be monogamous with one woman, more power to you. I don't think that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's
traditionalism. Nothing wrong with that.
Traditionalism. I respect that. But if you're a man and you earn your keep and you're in your status and you want multiple women, Why not?
Nothing wrong with that either. And a lot of people demonize that.
Yeah, I wouldn't demonize it, and I don't see a problem with it.
If anything, I'm gonna be honest with you. If we're talking about reality, there's actually way more pros with that than a traditional relationship. As crazy as that may sound, there is.
Yeah, unfortunately, in today's with today's legislation, that's true. There's more pros with being a player than being in a marriage today.
Literally.
I wish we lived in the 50s. In the 50s, it was better to be married.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, it's just not the case.
There's so much risk. There's so much risk. There's so much corruption. So much bullshit. And there's so much that just favors women now, basically. When it comes
child
to the most
support,
important shit,
alimony,
divorce,
all that shit,
system, you name
divorce,
it, rape allegations,
Yeah, like the fact that 80% of custody battles go in favor of the mother, 90% go in favor of the mother. Like, unfortunately, legally, it's not in your favor.
Yeah, I'll give.
Yeah,
no, facts. You know what I mean? I'll give one example. I can't list names because out of respect and for privacy, you name it. There is someone I knew in my life that literally, it just didn't go right. But both good parents, whatever. Well, technically, she was, she had her shit. But in a nutshell, at least parenting wise, they're both good, right? And then it didn't work. What does she do? She moves to a whole other state when she didn't have to. She moves to a whole other fucking state just to spite him and hurt him. Takes the child because she has legal rights, because every state, it's always a mother, right? Goes all the way to fucking a whole other state. Can't see her whatever because she has full custody, okay? Can't fucking do nothing. And she's doing that because she knows, and she was trying to do that to control him, whatever, blah, blah. And it worked. He was basically at her mercy at that point. You know what I mean? He couldn't fucking do shit because the most important thing is power, which is the system, politics, or money, right? Yep. And if he doesn't have the money to fight it and go through all the time, he's fucked. And so at that point, it just boils down to who has more political power. Women have that political power, And eventually, like, he had to go through that, and it was horrible. And 9 out of 10 times, most men will snap from that. When they're in a corner like that, where they feel like they have nothing, to lose anymore, that they, like, just imagine that. Your own kid, you've had all these memories, love, whatever, and that's stripped away from you like that. And you're the better parent, or you should at least have a right to be with them, It's very damaging, and most men will snap and do something crazy. They'll either end up killing the wife, or whatever, blah, blah, or they end up killing themselves. 9 out of 10 times, that's how it goes, So
depression, like misery, suicide. Dude, it's fucking terrible.
It's horrible. Yeah. So it's like, overall, like, things were happening, and I kid you not, what's it called? What you want to know what he did? What TATE is advocating for, and along with his brother, he got his head out of his ass, fought through his depression, fought through his drug addiction, et cetera, the whole nine. Got all the help he needed. Was sober for years, okay, figuring out, becoming successful, you name it, okay, and just making it work and accepting reality. You know what I mean? But and having a great life and moving in a positive direction, you name it, and eventually, now mind you, this is the only component where it might not happen for you, but eventually the true colors were finally exposed, and she started doing drugs, a bunch of crazy shit, whatever, blah, blah, you name it. And to the point where the child is now being neglected and basically in an abusive environment. And the moment that was found out, and he found out that information, okay, or she, by the way, I apologize. No, over here just saying he or she, what's it called? Next thing you know, he was able to fight it in the system and get full custody. And now the child is no longer with that person. So overall, it's and at least it was a good ending for him in a nutshell. But that's not how it goes. That's rare. That's like an exception.
Most of the time, guys are. I knew this guy that was a real estate agent, probably making $250,000 a year. Yeah, he was successful. He married this woman. She took basically everything, and he ended up working like multiple fast food jobs. Like he's fucking depressed. He's alcoholic now. I'm like, bruh, that he went from making $250,000 a year to fucking a depressed alcoholic, just miserable person. Yeah. It's like, bruh.
So unfortunately, unfortunately, there's more incentive to be a playboy. There's more incentive to be selfish, and there's more incentive to worry mainly more about yourself, because once again, it's all about, if you reduce the risk factor, you'll have a happier and better life. If you're willing to be with multiple people instead of just one. That also takes away the whole cheating conflict, the whole negative domino effect when it comes to that, or staying loyal. That takes away from the point of you having to be on eggshells or on your tiptoes to really, really make sure you're giving her everything she basically desires, in a sense, and vice versa. You know what I mean? Overall, you're reducing the amount of stress, you're reducing the amount of cons, and you're basically putting yourself on a pedestal where you practically are the only one that actually has the power. That's it.
Exactly. Unfortunately, marriage in today's society is a contractual agreement. As bad as that sounds, it's a contractual agreement that favors the woman, unless you do a prenup, which most guys don't, because they're blinded by love. Am I saying love's a bad thing? No. I'm not saying love's a bad thing, but it can blind you, and you end up like the guy I just said.
And make you naive.
Like, fucking miserable. Yeah, it makes you naive. You lose that rational thought. Like, that's why I say be very careful who you actually fall for. Be very careful. Take your time. There's no fucking rush, especially if you're young. Take your time, because once you really are in love, that logical thought and that ability to deduce at a high level, it starts to diminish because of the love. And I would say be very careful with that. You're gonna end up like one of these guys that are fucking miserable. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, and I'll give two more real life examples from my experience. There's another friend of mine that I know. Okay, what's it called? To where basically, I'm just gonna say he and she for both. By the way, because I don't want to make it so if someone is actually ever investigating or listening, I don't want to deal with issues. So he or she for both. So he or she basically is an abusive relationship where the other person is a playboy, doesn't give a fuck, whatever, doing whatever they basically want, and they're both married, they live in a house, whatever. I'll just say this: person A, okay, is has a house, whatever, blah blah, doing all this stuff, and person A does not deserve any of the bullshit that is going through, right? Person B doesn't give a flying fuck and is doing whatever, blah blah. What should person A do? Leave out of that situation, say fuck you, divorce, whatever, get it together, whatever, blah blah. Instead, you want to know what that person's doing? Still staying with that fucking person, going through the abuse, going through just being taken advantage of, not respected, whatever, blah blah, and trying to make it work. Okay.
Damn.
And unfortunately, that's not fucking productive. That's just not okay, whatever. Like, you got to be careful out there, because there's some people that just don't give a shit about you, and they only want you for what you can give, for what you can provide,
Exactly.
So you have to be smart. And the last example that I have with the next thing, I'm actually having a brain, but I can't even remember. But either way, point being said, you have to be smart in life, okay? You have to be fucking smart. You have to analyze the pros and cons with anything you decide to do. You're more than welcome to do whatever you want, whether if you want to be in an open relationship, traditional, whatever, but you have to be aware of the pros and cons and reality itself. You cannot be ignorant or naive,
Can't be, because you only have one life, man. You don't want to waste it with some, making the wrong choice. So very careful. Yeah.
For us to expect and look at Tristan and Andrew as their Jesus and they walk on water, that's not my standard of anybody. I don't know
of course.
ago, if you have that standard of anybody, you'll be disappointed very quickly.
No, that's what anybody.
The influence that they're having.
Nobody's
on
that.
Boys and what they're doing. If there isn't a father figure that's teaching those things, kids are going to gravitate to somebody like that that's going to inspire them. I think they're doing more good.
That's another problem too. That just rang a bell.
Yep.
Like, it is so disgustingly high. But the amount of kids that have no fathers in their life because of the woman is nasty fucking high.
Oh man,
and that is so damaging. That causes so much mental health issues. That causes reduces the masculinity to basically practically zero at that point. Like,
absolutely.
Oh my god, that's such a problem, and that needs to be fixed, dude.
Yeah, households. The nuclear family is a destroyed concept in today's modern society. I absolutely agree that the best chances of success for a child, whether woman or male, is having a mother and a father. When you lose one or the other, especially if you're a son and you don't have a father, dude, that's so damaging. Especially if you have no father figure. If it's just you and your mom. Not to say the mom can't do her job as a parent, but statistically, there's a much higher likelihood that you're
gonna have problems. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Much higher likelihood that you'll be a criminal.
Yep.
It's several times too. It's not just slightly higher. There's a significantly higher probability that you'll be a problem to society rather than like an asset. And it's because the nuclear family is being divided. You need a mother to give that nurturing,
you
or
both.
the early years.
You need both.
Yeah. So the early years, Jordan Peterson said it really nicely. When you're like a toddler and before, even before, like a little later after that, you're dependent. That's when the mother's role kicks in, and she nurtures you, protects you, kind of like helps you become a boy. The father is the one that teaches you about life, like how to deal with this, deal with that tribulation, deal with this trial, like pushes you, lets go
especially
of your hand
if you're the same sex.
Exactly. So especially if you're the same sex, they teach you how to get up after you fall. That's what the father's good at. So when you lose that, men are especially dependent on others when they don't have a father. They never learn to like, scrape themselves off.
Instead, they become sheltered. They become sheltered.
Yeah.
They become more feminine. They become more, and then they have even way more problems when they already have problems to begin with.
Exactly.
And then it's
Peterson
just,
said
it's just
it.
chaos.
Yeah, Peterson said it real nice. He said, "It's dangerous to leave the nest, but it's even more dangerous to stay here. Like to stay here and be sheltered and vulnerable. It's more dangerous to stay here than to leave the nest. Like that's why I have to let you go. You have to grow up. You have to become a man. Like that's the way it is. And when you don't have a father, you don't really get that.
Nope.
Most of the time. Sometimes it works, but statistically, without both parents in the house, there's a lower likelihood of success, and it's very common.
Yeah.
It's very common today.
And the sad reality with it too is it's tremendously worse, especially if it's the father that's gone and it's a son. It's tremendously worse. Now, if it's like the mother is gone and you have a daughter, that can be bad too. The same effect applies, the same principle, but it's nowhere to the extreme as for a son with a father. I don't know why. It's just a biological thing.
Yeah, because the father like prepares you for like physical success. Women with their daughters prepare more for like how to be a successful woman, more so in, I would say, the dating marketplace. Because if you have a father and no mother, statistically they'll teach you how to succeed at least. Like how in the world. Not to say mothers can't do that. Men and women can do. Fathers and mothers can do either or, but they're statistically proven to have their roles in the parenting process. So
and it's a lot better to be successful and independent than nothing.
Yeah, exactly. It's better to be like, even if you are like an asshole and you're aggressive and you're female and makes a lot of money, at least you're good, you're set. But if you're a man who's a bitch because you had no father, you're not getting women. You're not getting
being successful. You're fucked. Your mental health goes down.
Your mental health. You're probably fat. Like, dude, you're fucked. Like, you got nothing. At least a woman can make money. Like, the woman can still make money. She might be like a little bitter about not having a man, but she's straight. Like, she's not going to struggle. So I'm not saying a mother can't be a good parent or a father can. I'm saying statistically, when they're both together, you have the best chance. That's basically what I'm saying. So it sucks that that's a problem. It really is. So.
For society than bad, if you ask me. I think they're fighting the fight.
Next, it's in the comments, or a ramen pack comes by, or who knows who, a D-writer hater, misogynist, misogyny.
The people
I already know.
Who want to fight the fight will never meet 100% of everybody's criteria. Never.
Agreed.
The people who had the courage to go up against the biggest bullies of all time were never people you would have said, I like 100 things out of 100 things that this guy stands for. No, they're typically very, very complicated human beings that have lived very weird lives, that have been tough lives, that they have some scars, they have some vengeance in them, but they're fearless. And to get that kind of fearlessness requires a pretty shitty life to live, to get to a point like that. Some people that have lived a very proper life, mom and dad were married the entire time, they were together, they were not grown in the streets. My parents got 2 divorces from each other for 20 years. Certain lives are creating different kinds of human beings. I don't sit there and say, that is the gold standard on every single thing you should do with your life. I say, you know what, that's a pretty crazy video to make. You know what, if I was friends with you at that time, I would tell you, what are you doing making this video? Just take this thing down.
It's not an isolated incident. So here's what I hear that you're saying. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I hear you saying that the type of behavior...
Oh my God, she don't like the answer.
This is the type of stuff that's being what
was so wrong with the answer, bro? He's even like agree with you in a certain capacity, and that's still not enough.
Like, he's saying that no message is like the holy choir. Like I agree. No message is like, oh my God, I'm gonna religiously follow this until the day I die. Like no message is like, that holy and pure. Like
I guess it has to be rainbows and sunshine message in order for it to be acceptable.
And that doesn't exist anywhere. No matter who you listen to, that type of message, the perfect fairy tale message, doesn't exist.
So it's like Naruto talking to Nagato. Oh yeah, the world. I'll bring peace to the world, and it's like, oh, that's nice, but hey, here's reality.
Exactly. Yeah, like the very idea of imperfection just proves there will never be a perfect formula to live your life in this universe. It just is what it is. Like, it's really that simple.
No, it's called
delusion. Yeah, exactly. If you believe that's delusion.
So you're saying that you would view that as a threat to your daughters because you're going to show this video to your daughters in order to warn them about young men who would take advantage of them sexually by deceiving them into thinking that they're cared about.
I'm surrounded by players. I mean,
But you view that as a threat to your own children, which means that you don't view what Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate are bringing to young men as something
That's
positive.
Not their main message, though.
What they're doing is they're training other young men.
Yeah, she's fucking strawmanning, right? That's what it's
Yeah,
called?
she's strawmanning by like extracting that small clip to try to paint and illustrate their entire narrative. That's strawmanning and being dishonest. She's not being honest about that, or she's just incorrect because you can tell she's emotional and biased. So.
Like that.
Yeah.
They do have an incredible opportunity. I acknowledge what you're saying. They came from a hard background and they've been financially successful.
Yeah.
I would argue that they were financially successful for immoral reasons. I mean, they ran a pornography business. That's not really something to be proud of. It's not something that you want to inspire in other young men, is to run OnlyFans accounts, not give the girls passwords, manipulate them into staying in the house. I mean, that's not really a positive thing.
Whoa, hang on.
Yeah, that's a lie. They willfully were making money with them. Would I run a porn business? No, but they didn't manipulate these women. They were paying the women to do it.
They clearly volunteered and wanted to do it. If they didn't, they would have went to the police and they would have had the evidence then because they're communicating with them. Like, what the fuck?
There's the opposite. You see women in their compounds having fun, fucking eating pizza, filming TikToks. Like, clearly they're having fun.
Yeah, and not only that, like, Tate, every time I've seen them, every fucking time, they literally, like there'd be moments where there might be, like, a tiny bit of conflict, and what do they say? You can fucking leave then. Bye. Yeah, go.
They say they have trouble. They actually have trouble kicking women out. They don't want to fucking leave.
Literally. So get the fuck out of here with that.
If this is what they're teaching to young men, then the next generation of young men who may not be as wise as you are in saying, I don't put anybody on a pedestal, I don't view anyone as a savior. They do view these guys as a savior because it's the only people that are telling them, like, yes, you have a valid grievance with your masculinity being attacked. We're gonna have a culture of young men in 10 years who are objectifying women, using them, and modifying their bodies. I don't think that's good.
If I have a binary choice between the current educational system that's getting people to go from traditionalist 0.8% them being part of the LGBTQ party community. We can say party or religion,
party or
church, whatever you want to call it.
It's a party.
Then you got boomers is what, 2%. Then you got millennials is whatever. Then next one is when then Gen Zs are 21%.
Yeah.
If that indoctrination is turning 1 out of 5 kids to be part of LGBTQ and these guys are not, I would much rather have them listen to this guy. Just to be fair with you.
Can I make one quick point?
Yeah.
So
you got 20 seconds.
Everything's
bro.
about.
You got 20 seconds because we got to move on. I got 50 minutes. I'd like to hear some
about
more stories.
Evolving and getting better. I would argue that video was done many, many years ago, and I think they have evolved.
That's their defense.
Okay, so you read the game. I read the game. Most guys will want to read something like that to get more women. At some point, you're going to evolve. I'll give one last thing. I started reading PBD's book over the week. Choose your enemies wisely. Okay, they have chosen their enemies very wisely, and in many cases, the enemies have chosen them. But Pat, in the beginning of the book, talks about logic versus emotion. What is not good emotions is actually what these guys talk about, and it's the foundation of Stoicism. What is not good emotion is being sensitive, illogical, weak-minded, impulsive, irrational, and just being a pussy. But what is good emotion is having passion, stoicism,
and presupposing and assuming and jumping the gun and blah blah. Like, you don't want to be doing it in this shot. Instead, what he's saying right now, this is what you want to do.
Hyper obsessed with what you want to accomplish, being relentless, being powerful, and having purpose. And I would argue that the Tates try to bring out those types of emotions, the good emotions in men.
So I'm gonna let him say that one more time.
Is actually what these guys talk about, and it's the foundation of Stoicism. What is not good emotion is being sensitive, illogical, weak-minded, impulsive, irrational, and just being a pussy. What is good?
Now, so that's the bad. Now, here are the good.
That's facts.
Emotion is having passion, stoicism, being hyper obsessed with what you want to accomplish, being relentless, being powerful, and having purpose. And I would argue that the Tates try to bring out those types of emotions, the good emotions.
I absolutely agree.
So if you like this clip,
so overall, I like the video. Very, very goated. I've never seen this channel, never even seen these people. So I absolutely fuck with them. They're goated.
Yeah, they've had both Tates on too. Both of them.
Oh wow. Okay, so I need either. I'm pretty sure that it is in my watch later. If it's not, I'm gonna have to put it in there then. But either way, like, incredible. Like, I'll be honest. I've seen some shit when it comes to Tate. You know what I mean? And 9 out of 10 times it's just fucking buffoonery. Okay.
Yeah.
And this for once was like, we had a mixture of buffoonery from that chick, but at the same time, then we had logical men in here that were just like spitting flame and facts. And then even with the girl, she at least, you could tell she was understanding, at least. You know, you could tell
Yeah,
she's at least
she was.
understanding of being more, you know, aware of different perspectives, whatever, blah, blah. So it wasn't like she was just being still completely in denial or ridiculous and blah, blah, like they normally are, you know?
Yeah,
Or
she was at least a
delusional.
little bit like,
You know.
compared to the other women on other places,
Yeah.
definitely more logical.
Yeah,
for
way
sure.
more logical, absolutely. So overall, like, very, very good video. Obviously, this video was a lot more shorter than the first episode we did. Because
Yeah.
the first episode had all the juicy shit, can of worms, you name it. But
Yeah, this was pretty goated. Pretty goated.
yeah, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you really enjoyed it. Make sure to leave a like. Comment your thoughts down below overall, what you think, as well just anything in general. You guys know the vibes. Subscribe for more content. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure to check out Jay the Great's channel as well. You
Yes,
guys know
sir.
he has tons of content. Don't be slacking. All right, give love on both ends. And as always, guys, babbing out. Peace.
Peace.
All right, man.